Hey everybody, it is the Shadow Knight. I hope you're all enjoying this lovely Thursday. It is currently it just turned 2 p.m., like just did. And Twab has been recently released. I'm sorry I did not review the last couple of Twabs because I just didn't have the one. I already read most of it and was like, well, it's too late now, and two, because I was probably just bored and lazy. So we're just gonna get right into this. So this week at Bungie, we're sweeping up some blues. They have talked about this, including the article you're reading today. Just 5 Twabs stand between you and the Witch Queen. We don't have the technology to enter a hypersleep that can bridge these gaps, but we do have the power to set some expectations on topics we'll be covering between now and then. So we'll be talking about power, blue drops, gunsmith reputation, some shifts in exotic sources, and more. Okay, over the next few times we'll be talking about Vanguard reputation, Gambit reworks, weapon crafting, and Void 3.0, but not necessarily in that order. Don't forget the patch note previews and additional weapon tuning details. It'll be a fun time, and hopefully we'll give you some things to chew on each week. We may even have a trailer or two to share with you before launch. If you haven't been on social media in the last week, you might have missed some bite-sized snippets of story. Okay. Let's get with power. Okay, so my boyfriend has had the most trouble with this. Hold on. Yeah. Oh well. Anyways. Let's see, so in the realm of Destiny, power is not only a measurement of your Guardian's general abilities, but a consistent gauge for players on whether or not they'll be able to tackle a given challenge. While the Witch Queen won't feature a big overhaul to the ways in which you gain power, we do have some general updates coming on launch day to get returning and new players up and ready for a fresh campaign. First, let's talk some definitions. Some of you may know these by heart, but we're always excited to introduce new lights and returning players to information like this. Floor, the lowest possible power for a piece of gear, starting point for new characters. A soft cap, the point at which general drops stop being automatic upgrades. Powerful gear drops are now the best way to gain power. Power cap, the point at which powerful drops stop being upgrades. Pinnacle gear drops are now the only way to gain power. Hard cap, the max possible power from pinnacle drops, ignoring artifact power. Okay, February 22nd, the power floor. The power floor will be updated to 1350. Dang. Okay. So it's 20 late levels higher. Yeah, 20 late, because 1330 is the power cap. Well, no, the hard cap actually. So any player who signs in will be at appropriate power levels to start the Witch Queen campaign, even if they've taken a recent break from the game. Okay, nice art. Love that. Through general gameplay, players can reach a soft cap of 1500. The hard cap is 1560. 1560. That's gonna be the hard cap for Witch Queen? What? So that's a solid 230 power up. Damn. Alright. Soft cap. So 1500 is the soft cap. 1550 is the power cap. And the hard cap is 1560. That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, so designing an economy is easy, right? Short answer, absolutely not, obviously. Nothing in game design is easy, especially when tackling the various currencies and exchanges that Destiny 2 offers. This week we'll be diving in with economy feature lead Joshua Kolinsky. Kolinsky, speaking to some exciting changes on behalf of the team. Beginning the Witch Queen Blue, rare rewards will stop dropping from from playlist activities once players have reached the soft cap. That's something to show my BF. I'll take a good screenshot of this. Will stop dropping from play activities, Crucible Strikes, Gambit, etc. once players have reached the soft cap. Players above the soft cap, 1500 power in the Witch Queen, will instead see a slightly increased chance of receiving legendary rewards from these activities or small amount of legendary shards. That is good. Blue weapons and armors will continue to drop from enemies and chests while playing Destiny 2, but we hope that this will reduce the need for players to manage their inventories and reduce the frequency of visits to the Postmaster when running playlist activities. Make an auto dismantle button. How hard is that? It's a special button, like probably somewhere in the inventory area, or if you go down to the cosmetic area and you press that and you go and you inspect it, and it has a list. It goes dismantle all blues except for the locked ones. The locked ones will not dismantle whatsoever. You dismantle all blues, all legendaries, all exotics, armor, weapons, that stuff. It's that easy. Well, I mean, it's easy for the idea to come out. I'm not sure it would be easy to program, but still. I don't just do that. Blue weapons and armors will continue to drop from enemies. Yeah, okay. We have some work ahead. Okay, we have some work ahead of us when it comes to rarity as a subject in Destiny 2. While blue gear helps players increase their power earlier in the game, we want to look at their place in the overall game. We aren't expecting any major changes in the next few seasons, but we'll be spending some time behind the scenes thinking about the future of rare drops all up. So Gunsmith Reputation has been recently talked about in the last one, in the last Twab. I never really got in depth with the last one. So Banshee 44 is getting a new reputation system that matches the other vendors in the tower, such as Zavala and Shax. That is going to be very interesting. This means we are removing some of the items that were previously associated with the Gunsmith Reputation, namely gunsmith materials and weapon telemetries. Players will now earn reputation rank points with Banshee when dismantling legendary and exotic weapons and armor, or by completing daily gunsmith bounties. They should make sure that that's probably going to be a pretty bad idea. Because what if you just recollect an exotic and then dismantle it and just do that over and over again? I don't know. They probably thought ahead of that. Or by completing daily gunsmith bounties. Players want to spend their gunsmith materials and weapon telemetries at Banshee 44 before February 22nd, 2022. Any materials that are not spent will be removed from inventory automatically. We will also be removing mod components from the game. Starting in the Witch Queen, weapon and armor mods sold by Banshee 44 and 801 respectively will no longer require mod components to purchase, and instead will cost 100,000, 10,000 glimmer each. Jeez. Furthermore, as part of this update, we are increasing the number of mods available on each vendor at a single item from 2 to 4. Nice. Before we move on, we should notice that all ghost mods that generate weapon telemetries will be removed, as they no longer serve a purpose. These mods are, Arc Analyzer, blah, blah, blah. Rahul is taking over. What? As we have mentioned in the past, Master Rahul will be inheriting Spider's material exchange duties in the Witch Queen. Okay, I did not know that. Exchange rates should match what you know from Spider for now, but these services are being shifted to the tower as the Tangletour will soon be off limits to Guardians. Okay, so I was a little concerned about that part. In addition, Rahul will also be picking up some of the wares that Banshee 44 and 801 once offered, specifically the sale of enhancement prisms and ascendant shards. As noted above, this makes space for more mods to be available for purchase during a given week. Rahul will offer these materials at the same price as Banshee 44 and 801 once sold them, so don't need to know that. As a final note before we move onto some exotic news, Master will also be able to decrypt Umbral Engrams, so players will not have to hop between the helm and the tower to decrypt all the Engrams in their inventory. Focusing for individual seasonal weapons and armor will live on seasonal vendors in the helm. So if you want to focus on a specific weapon, you'll need to head to the helm for decryption. That is fair. Hawkmoon and DMT. Okay. As of February 22nd, 2022, the Harbinger and Presage exotic missions will no longer be accessible. The team still wanted to preserve the ability for players to obtain random rolls of these weapons. Therefore, instead of adding these weapons to the Monument to Lost Lights, we have done with most of our previous exotics that no longer have sources. These two weapons will show up as part of Xur's inventory each weekend. Nice. That is interesting. Every week, Xur will offer a unique role for both Hawkmoon and Deadman's Tale, and will be purchasable to all players that own Beyond Light for the following materials. So, an exotic cipher. Okay, and an Ascendant Shard. Okay, that's fair. Wait, before you go, what about those exotic catalysts? Okay. Oh, that's something fun. The Hawkmoon, DMT, and Eiger's Scepter catalysts will be moved to the playlist activity. Okay. Let me guess. Is DMT gonna be in Crucible? Because if it is, that's gonna be funny. In addition to these three, we've also added the ability for 3 catalysts that have been absent from Destiny 2 to drop from place activities as well. Outbreak! Whisper and Fourth Horseman. Okay, good. That's good. Outbreak perfected. Okay, Outbreak, Whisper, both had the requirements for completing their catalysts updated so they can be completed without access to their original activities. Okay. Save the raid date. Okay, the Witch Queen has a new raid. Surprising, no? No, not really. Well, we have a bit of time before the world first raid race begins. We wanted to get a rally flag planted in the sand for when you should expect to be taking on the challenge. March 5th. March 5th, okay. So March 5th, alright. Okay. We'll have additional details on contest mode, Bungie rewards, and other need-to-know information closer to the date. Until then, get in those time-off requests. If you're still in school, we do not advise faking sick notes from doctors or lying to your parents to stay home. Go to class, do your homework, ace those tests, be a good student. Freaking Bungie, man. Conquer the raid boss's essay. Conquer the raid boss that is the essay due next week. That's funny. Raid prep can be an evening activity. We'll be proud of you either way. Oh. Reload. Earlier this morning or afternoon or evening, depending on where you live, we deployed a fresh hotfix to address some crashes found in Gambit and Dares of Eternity. Our player support team has a quick rundown in case you missed the patch notes. Okay, so ornaments can now be equipped on the Wishender exact bow. In the Grass of Avarice dungeon will no longer be trapped outside the encounter if they are dead outside the crystal tunnel when the encounter begins. That has happened twice to me. Well, twice to my team, not to me, myself. The damage phase with the Ogre boss will now consistently start after depositing enough cursed engrams. So, as soon as you deposit enough, it'll unlock. Okay. You have reverted colorblind settings. Okay, known issues. When first spawning into an area activity, hand cannons sometimes don't have ammo. That has been an issue. That has been an issue. Do this. That has been an issue. Alright, let's see. Movie of, okay, Race of the Galaxy. Fan-made Journey to the Witch Queen trailer. Art. But is it art? Looks like you have the last word. Oh, that's all malfeasance. That's pretty cool. Quick clarification before we go. Over the weekend, a few Guardians out there were scraping our articles to figure out whether or not Iron Banner bounties will be removed at the end of the season. It was discovered that we had a slight error published to the website, and I wanted to take a moment to set expectations on what is being removed. Iron Banner bounties will not be removed at the end of the season. Bounties acquired and completed at any point during the season will be retained after the Witch Queen releases. Bounties for change season will also be capped at 13-15 power and will not give players any bonus power next season upon redemption. So these are just about those bounties. Rule of thumb: you don't want to lose your rewards. For New Year testing kits. So soon you're looking to rank up your artifact a bit faster than others. We expect many of your mod unlocks to come from completing the campaign and jumping into quest activities afterwards. Take your time. You'll unlock the goodies. We have no doubts. Okay. So the number one thing that caught my attention mostly, not the raid, weirdly enough, was obviously it's the gunsmith. So the gunsmith is changing. So I'm gonna turn in my stuff now, even though I probably don't have a lot. And even then, like, I don't know. There's not a lot to think about. I have like 5 Umbrals and I have max trajectory, so I might go ahead and do that. I have max strange coins. I'll go for Paraversal Halls. Because again, I'm still going for the... Not only am I going for the ornaments, but I'm also going for a Godroll Wastelander M5. I'm streaming. Yeah, I know.
That's a lot.
Yeah, Dad, I know. Alright.
Thank you.
I'm gonna... Oh my god, Dad, just stop. I get it. Alright. We're gonna top this all off. We're just gonna say goodbye. Thank you guys. See you guys tomorrow. Or whenever I do see you.